Alright, so this is a short supplemental video of a method that Mr. Waddell actually has published. That's why it's called the Waddell method. It takes a quadratic function that is ax squared plus bx plus c, and it actually is step-by-step instructions on how to do it without all of the guessing and all of the checking and things like that. It works so far every single time. That's why it's actually published as a method in Florida. So what you're going to do, and I'm going to walk you through these steps. Let's look at an equation. Let's make one up here. All right, so we made one up. This looks really tough. If you had to guess and check this, it would take a really long time because you'd have a lot of factors of 12 and a lot of factors of 10. So you know this is ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay? A is 12, C is negative 10. So step 1, multiply A times C. So A times C is 12 times negative 10, which is negative 120. So that's step 1. Step 2, write down all factors of A times C. So now we look at all of the possible factors here. So let's start with 1 plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 120. Plus or minus 2 times plus or minus 60. Plus or minus 3 times plus or minus 40. Plus or minus 4 times plus or minus 30. Plus or minus 5. Plus or minus, I think, 24. Yep. Plus or minus 6. And plus or minus 20. Plus and minus 8 times plus or minus. Okay, this is the part that gets a little bit difficult. You have to be able to do all your multiplying. It's 15. And you can do all of them, but basically you go until the factors of AC that add up to B. So you could go all the way to then, let's see, 129, no, but 10 times 12, and that's going to be it. Those are all the possible factors with the plus or the minuses. All right, so that was step 2. Write down all the factors of them. Pick the factor that adds up to B. Well, that's definitely no. All the way, once you get to here, those factors, the combination of those, will work. We want it to be 7. So that means 15 and a negative 8. Those are the factors. All right, so step 4. All right, so this was step 1. Step 2 was writing them all down. Step 3 is right here. Step 4 is to go ahead and divide each factor by A. So now I'm going to take negative 8 and divide by 10. Oh, no, not 10. And divide by 12. And then I'm going to take 15 and divide by 12. And reduce. So 8/12 reduces by 4 to become negative 2/3. 15/12 reduces to become by 3, so 5/4. All right, that's step 4 right here. Now the denominator, this is where some terminology is going to come into play. Denominator is the coefficient of x. So in looking at these numbers here, the denominator of 3 is the coefficient of x. And the numerator is the constant. Over here, the denominator is the coefficient of x, and the numerator is the constant. This has been factored in 4 steps. It has been factored. There's no guessing or checking. It's a process that Mr. Waddell figured out and came up with. It's his published work. So that's how this works. If you FOIL this out, you end up with 12x plus 15x minus 8x minus 10, 12x squared plus 7x minus 10. And that's exactly what we started with up there. So just to make sure we get this down, let's do one more. All right, so here's another example. Step 1, multiply A times C. That means 3 times a negative 8, negative 24. Write down all of the possible factors of negative 24. That's plus or minus 1, plus or minus 24. There you go. Now, which of these can you add up to get 10? Well, there's no way to get 1 and 24. There's no way to get, well, 2 and 12 is a possibility, and 4 and 6 are a possibility. So let's think about this, though. They have to be opposite signs, and they have to add up to positive 10. So 2 and 12, to get positive 10, you would need 12 minus 2. Here, you'd have to have 4, positive 6. Since this is negative, this cannot be it. All right? Make sure your signs are correct. One of these is positive, one has to be negative. All right. So, together, they give us what we're looking for. So these are the answers. So step 2 was writing all the factors down. Step 3 is pick the factors that add up to 10. Add up to 10. Divide each factor by a. So now we're doing 2. Oh, I'm sorry. This was 12 with a negative 2. So let's start with 12 divided by a, and then negative 2 divided by a. Reduce to 4 over 1, and this is just negative 2 over 3. So we reduced, and now denominator is the coefficient. So we have 1x plus the constant, denominator, and the constant. This is factored form, and it works every time. Good luck.